Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Rene Box Young, a platform where we simply discuss, critique, and analyze, and simply talk about the sport of boxing in a level-headed, coherent, mature fashion. Hey, take that child's place somewhere else. That's what I'm talking about. We're doing new things here at Rene Box Young. You know, subscribers since day one, recent subscribers. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much for your support. You know, you guys are awesome. You know what I'm saying? When I do my flash lives, you know, you jump in, the community chats away. You know what I'm saying? Organic lives. Love it, man. It's awesome. I'm having fun. You know, Playback family, thank you so much, man, for tuning in. You know what I'm saying? For commenting in the comment sections of the videos. Hit the notification bell so you know when I do these things, all right? When I, you know, push content, things of that nature. Definitely, man. Just got the cool thing on YouTube, the community posts, starting to push some stuff there too. Also, thanks so much for collaborating there also as well. You guys are awesome. You know what I'm saying? If you're a new listener, if you love the sport of boxing, this is definitely the place for you, okay? Definitely the place for you. We just simply love sport of boxing. It's as simple as that. We keep life simple. We don't complicate things here. Definitely not. I want to get to this, man. Mikey Garcia versus Sandor, Martin Sandor. You know, kind of like my post-fight reaction to a certain degree. Not really, but more like what's next for Mikey. And now it's funny because I got to start with this. It's a trip because, you know, a lot of people were expecting a lot from Mikey, but at the same time, it seems like a lot of people aren't really looking out for Mikey like that anymore. Why? Because, you know, he's been out for too long, man. I mean, you know, we've talked about it time and time again on this platform too many times, but for new listeners, just to let you know, inactivity in a fighter, it ruins fighters, man. It really has them go down when it comes to their performances. I mean, just go back to recent examples with Tony Harrison, you know. Tony Harrison's last fight, man, he didn't look that good, man. If I'm not mistaken, he had a big layoff after his Charlo defeat, getting TKO'd, you know what I'm saying? Then he, you know, went out, he just, you know, disappeared for a minute. And, you know, a lot of things happen in these fighters' personal lives. Just like a lot of things happen in our lives, you know, personally speaking. You know, when it comes to personal and professional lives, it's two different worlds sometimes, you know what I'm saying? So with Tony Harrison, in his case, if I'm not mistaken, his dad passed away. Rest in peace, Tony Harrison's dad, you know what I'm saying, at 154, you know, 154 fighter, Tony Harrison. Sure, you guys know about him, but, you know, he went through some stuff, you know, and when he came back, I forgot who he fought, you know what I'm saying, but when Tony Harrison came back, I mean, he lost, if I'm not mistaken. You know, his performance wasn't really very rusty performance, you know what I'm saying? I think the same thing happened with Mikey Garcia. You know, his performance, it was mediocre, man. Now, let's go back a little bit, okay? Let me just, you know, so you understand my point of view, okay? So you understand where I come from. Completely objective with all these fighters. No man-pan stuff. Y'all know what I do here, man. You know, I'm just saying this for the new listeners, you know what I'm saying? New subscribers. Shouts out to everybody, you know? When Mikey Garcia entered the, you know, the welterweight division and fought Jesse Vargas, if I'm not mistaken, that was his first fight. Then he went to Spence, or it was vice versa. I don't remember, you know what I'm saying? But my point is, when he was at 147 welterweight division, I made a video. I pushed a video. I can say this, though. I pushed a video on concerning the post-Jesse Vargas fight, okay? And I said, you know, Mikey Garcia, and I explained in that video how, in my opinion, my humble opinion, maybe people can disagree. I don't care. It's all good. You know what I'm saying? Maybe people had different viewpoints. At 140, Mikey was amazing, man. You know, just wonderful fighter, man. At 140, I think Mikey shined, you know, to the best of his abilities at 140. 147, I label him as, you know, I categorize him, in my humble opinion, in my assessment, as a, you know, C-level welterweight. Definitely showed against Spence. Everybody knows the story there. You know, when you a C-level fighter against an elite fighter, it definitely shows. If I'm not mistaken, Spence won all the rounds. Everybody knows the story. I don't have to, you know, bring all that up. But my point is also when he fought Jesse Vargas, you know, I deemed him around a C-level welterweight. I said it and I explained it and broke it down in that video. You can find it on my channel. It's there. And you know, we got Mikey Garcia. I never deemed him as really tough competition in the welterweight division. And you know, after the Spence loss, if I'm not mistaken, if I remember correctly, I think Spence, I just don't remember, I just don't recall, I didn't look it up honestly, but I think Spence was his last fight in the welterweight division. I really don't know, but he took a big layoff. We know that around 20 months, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, Mikey Garcia, this is the point here, he took like a 20-month layoff, man. Everybody knows the story. You know, he gained a lot of weight, man. Gained a lot of weight. Photos going viral, videos, whatever. You know, photos going viral of Mikey Garcia months ago. You know, just way up there in weight, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I'm saying? All that's going to jeopardize you. It's definitely going to jeopardize you as a fighter, man. These big layoffs, going back to what I was saying a moment ago, these huge layoffs, ladies and gentlemen, they're going to jeopardize fighters. fighters are gonna, it seems like fighters, they're gonna really, find out the hard way that these layoffs are gonna hurt them. It's gonna really hurt them, ladies and gentlemen. I talk about it time and time again concerning, work ethic in fighters. I have pushed several videos on that, you know what I'm saying? And it's there on my channel, and I break it all down, and you got to respect those fighters who are constantly active, constantly in the gym, and who are just in the zone, you know what I'm saying? Mikey Garcia, it's not the case anymore with him. I just feel that, I don't know, I'm not saying that this is the end of his career, but it's not looking good for Mikey Garcia. Now, another thing that happened with Mikey Garcia, it correlates to what I was saying a moment ago with Tony Harrison. Personal life, the personal lives of fighters, it really, things happen, life happens. And if I'm not mistaken, if I recall, Mikey Garcia, and why do I say if I'm not mistaken, if I recall? Because there are so many things that happen in the sport of boxing, man. I can't remember everything. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? It's just so much, but I recall that Mikey Garcia's mom has passed away. Rest in peace to his mom, to the queen, you know what I'm saying? It's sad and it's horrible, and I'm sure that affected Mikey Garcia in a big way. I mean, there are no words. There are no words on, the passing of a mom, you know what I'm saying? I just can't find the words, so that happened. Things happen in Mikey Garcia's personal life, you know what I'm saying? Gaining weight too, being inactive. I mean, all that takes a toll, ladies and gentlemen, especially that loss against Spence. That loss against Spence, ladies and gentlemen, I think it really did something to Mikey Garcia, man. I really do think it did something to Mikey Garcia. And after watching this performance against Sandor, now, if you want to just, let's just check something out here. We go to the box.live.com and the rankings, whatever, right? Link in the description, you already know. So you go to the rankings. Sandor is a 140 fighter, man. At least from what my eyeballs tell me. I mean, I gotta make this straight too, you know what I'm saying? I repeat it so many times. But like I said, I say it for those who are new, you know what I'm saying? I'm not a freaking expert in the sport of boxing. I know the least out of all these platforms, you know what I'm saying? I just love sport of boxing and that's it, From what I know, from what my eyeballs tell me, I never heard of this guy, Sandor, okay? I never heard of this dude in my life, you know what I'm saying? Sandor Martin from Spain, a fighter from Spain, respect. But when this fight was announced between Mikey Garcia, we're going to go to the rankings in a moment. When this fight was announced between Mikey Garcia and Sandor, I was like, who is this? Who is this guy? And that led me to believe, you know what, Mikey Garcia is going to, take this dude out. And, everybody knows the story, and I'm going to get to that in a moment. Pro Grace and Mikey Garcia. And I thought, Pro Grace and Mikey Garcia have been going back and forth a little bit, calling each other's names out, you know what I'm saying, putting their names in each other's mouths. And I thought, after the Sandor fight, Mikey Garcia expressed to himself, after the Sandor fight, he wants to go for Regis Pro Grace. I made a video on that, okay? Check it out on my channel. I made a video concerning, this was a while ago. This was way before Sandor Martin was even, mentioned fighting Mikey, Sandor was mentioned fighting Mikey Garcia way before that, months. I pushed a video and I talked about Mikey Garcia and I said, you know what, I think the passion's gone. I explained it in that video. I broke it down. Check it out. I think I'll leave that video in the end of this one. If I remember correctly, I said in that video that, Mikey Garcia's passion, it seems like he's gone. And I was talking about that. The layoff, gaining weight. I just don't see that passion in Mikey Garcia anymore. You know what I'm saying? A lot of fighters can say what they want in interviews and saying, I want to get back and I want to make statements and I'm going to do this. I'm hungry and blah, blah, blah. But, we saw it in his performance against Sandor. Never heard of this guy in my life, you know what I'm saying? And when you go to the rankings, man, like I'm saying, he's a 140 fighter, okay? If you go here, like I said, box.live, check out link in the description. 140, everyone knows his names there. And you got Sandor Martin right here, okay? He's in the WBO. He's ranked 13. Not even ranked in the IBF, okay? If I'm not mistaken, at least. I don't see him here, okay? So you got here in the WBC, he's ranked number 8. WBA ranked number 7, and this is 140, ladies and gentlemen. That's the point I'm trying to make here. If you go to 147, he's nowhere here. So, and if I'm not mistaken, in this fight, you know what I'm saying? If I'm not mistaken, in this fight, they fought like at a catch weight or something, whatever that's called, man. Catch weight, where it's between weight, divisions, official weight divisions. I think they fought like at 145 or something. Mikey Garcia, he can't even make 140. So, I mean, that weight stuff, you just can't go down anymore, Mikey Garcia. His body has grown and stuff like that, especially with the overweight issues he's had, between this whole long layoff, between Sandor fight and his last fight. It's just, you know what I'm saying? Especially, and when you get back to that, Mikey Garcia's performance against Sandor, wow. I mean, it wasn't, it was really lackluster, man. Really, I mean, call it ring rust, call it whatever you want, but you know what I'm saying? I've been saying it so many times. These underdogs are going to come and show up and show out. I personally thought Mikey Garcia was going to take this dude out the park. You know what I'm saying? I was like, Mikey Garcia is going to take this guy out. But man, lo and behold. And it's funny because it's funny because a lot of people are talking about Mikey Garcia more than Sandor, and Sandor's the guy who won. Why? Because a lot of people expected a lot from, Mikey Garcia. Coming back, amazing resume. I mean, hey, taking nothing away from Mikey Garcia. Amazing resume, amazing career. It's just like what we say, ladies and gentlemen, time and time again. The money, the fame, the success. He really cashed in on that Jesse Vargas fight. Approximately $7 million. I don't really do that freaking pocket watching stuff. I know he just made a lot of money in that Jesse Vargas fight. I'm sure he made a nice bag against Spence. And, just that success, man, that money, it makes fighters complacent, ladies and gentlemen. And I said this also in the Jermall Charlo versus Montiel fight in the lead up to it. If I'm not mistaken, Jermall Charlo's last fight before that Montiel guy, again, a fighter I never heard in my life. Or, like I said, I don't know all these guys, man. There are too many fighters out there, and it's good, though, for the sport of boxing. But Montiel, I never heard of the dude. And I expected Charlo to show up and show out. Charlo's last fight was against Derevchenko before that Montiel fight. Long layoff again. I don't remember how long it was, but it was a long layoff. It wasn't 2 years like Mikey Garcia. It wasn't close to 2 years, at least. It wasn't 20 months, but it was a long time. More than enough. More than enough time. It's just too long. And what happened? Look at how Montiel performed against Charlo. Great work, man. Salutes to Montiel, a warrior. These guys better start thinking twice, man, before taking these super long layoffs. You don't play boxing, man. And these underdogs aren't playing games. And I'm learning that time and time again when these upsets happen. A lot of people calling it an upset. Of course, I agree. I understand. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really calling it an upset because when you take all these things into consideration, another quick example. You had Anthony Joshua go some years back. There are more examples. I'm just giving you some quick nuggets, you know what I'm saying? Refreshing our memories. Remember Anthony Joshua when he fought Klitschko? Klitschko was also, if I'm not mistaken, coming off a 2-year layoff, you know what I'm saying? Coming off a loss, if I'm not mistaken, also, and a lot of people tried to hype up that fight like, it's the biggest, Anthony Joshua fighting a way out of prime Klitschko, coming off a 2-year layoff. What do you think is going to happen? You see what I'm saying? What do you expect? Anthony Joshua at that time was active, man. He was ready to go. Klitschko getting off the couch or whatever, yeah, I know he trained, respect to him, but, you get my point. You get my point. A lot of people are calling this whole thing, Mikey Garcia, an upset, but I don't really call it too much of an upset, man, because what do you expect? What do you expect? This is not, you know what I'm saying? That's the thing. A lot of people are trying to, you get the bag and you leave for a year and a half or something. You're not, not everybody's Floyd Mayweather. And why do I say Floyd Mayweather always? Because, we can learn a lot from him. Floyd Mayweather was known to take a couple layoffs, and he came back fresh and crisp. But look at his discipline, ladies and gentlemen. And I get back to what I was saying a moment ago. I pushed content repetitively, emphasizing the importance of being active, at least staying in the gym, living a disciplined lifestyle. A lot of these fighters, man, who aren't living it, it's going to come back and bite them in the rear ends, man. And it's going to hurt. And that's exactly what happened to Mikey Garcia. And I think it sucks because we were all expecting, Mikey Garcia to get through Sandor, except a few out there, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure they did their homework, obviously, and looked at Sandor and said, you know what, he'll probably win, man. So, but whatever. Whoever thought, you know what I'm saying? Most people thought Mikey Garcia was going to come in, show up, and show out. And like I said a moment ago, it seems like at the same time, a lot of people aren't really looking out for Mikey Garcia, like I said at the beginning of this video, because look at the stadium, man. It seemed like it was just like halfway empty. I mean, it wasn't not many people there. It didn't seem like too many people were there. And that's another thing, ladies and gentlemen. That's what happens when you stay out the ring so long. You gotta stay relevant. And I'm not saying stay relevant through the tweets. I'm not saying stay relevant through the Instagram posts. I'm not saying stay relevant through like what Thurman is doing, Keith Thurman. I got excited about him recently. I made a video on it, but he's not doing nothing, man. Keith Thurman, he runs his mouth off so much, saying he'll fight anybody, and he's not doing anything, man. So we can just forget about Keith Thurman. We can just forget about Keith Thurman. And that's the thing. People aren't looking out for you, man, like that anymore. People don't look out for you like that. And I'm speaking generally towards any fighter. People aren't really looking out for you like that anymore if you stay inactive like that. Triple G, when was the last time he fought, man? I really don't know, but people aren't really looking out for him like that anymore. Because he's not active. He's not, you know what I'm saying? People, okay, he's going to fight this Murata guy, all due respect. A lot of people really ain't looking out for that anymore. I don't see much noise, in the community boxing community. When I say community, don't get it twisted, please. You know, I'm talking about general boxing fans who just love the sport of boxing, okay? We're not really looking out. I'm not looking out for it. I'm not looking out for Triple G anymore. I'm not really too excited about Teofimo and Camboza. Look how long they've been out the ring. You know, I want to see activity in these fighters. I don't care who it is. I don't care who it is. I do want to see Canelo and Plant. Canelo's been active. I want to see him fight again, man. I love watching him perform. Controversy aside, because I've criticized him too also, you know what I'm saying? But controversy aside, respect to the work ethic, man. I respect that, you know what I'm saying? I definitely respect that. And Plant, you probably got another thing coming, because look how inactive he is too, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen. And it kind of sucks for Mikey Garcia. Got his loss against this Sandor guy. Everybody expect, even the DAZN. I really don't, you know, listen to the commentary, but even the DAZN commentary when he was fighting, you know, when Mikey Garcia and Sandor were fighting, they were constantly calling Sandor nobody. Can you believe that? They were saying, look, he's losing against a nobody here. I don't know what they were saying. I'm paraphrasing, but they were referring to Sandor as a nobody. Oh my gosh. And I understand where they're coming from, though. I understand where they're coming from. What percentage of boxing fans out there really know who Sandor was? Practically no one. Only the demographic, the Spain, because that's where it's coming from, if I'm not mistaken. Only the Spain demographic knew who Sandor was. Outside of there, globally speaking, no one really knew who Sandor was. So Mikey was expected to show up and show out against this guy. But I mean, and I think that's why they chose him. And it wasn't even a welterweight. Wow. And you see my point? These guys who stay inactive like this, I understand things happen in our personal lives, but ladies and gentlemen, I mean, you know, the work ethic, it means a lot in the sport of boxing. It really means everything in the sport. It's a big percentage of your, you know, career. Your career relies on it. Your future relies on that. You know, now we're talking, some people out there are talking about, you know, Sandor and Mikey Garcia rematch. I'm not even so sure I'm not so sure if Mikey wins that rematch, man. You know, because I've said it in that, I'm going to leave that video at the end of this one, okay? The one where I talked about Pro Grace and Mikey Garcia going back and forth. My fault also in the thumbnail, because in that video, the thumbnail, Pro Grace looks kind of skinny and smaller than, but whatever. But in that video, you know what I'm saying, I talked about how Mikey Garcia, it looked like he lost the passion, man, and I think he really did. I think he lost the passion, man. I'm not so sure if we're going to see the same Mikey Garcia anymore, ladies and gentlemen. Because of all these factors I'm talking about. Especially from that loss against Spence. I think that loss against Spence really took something out of Mikey Garcia. Not to mention this whole layoff and all these other factors I'm talking about. I'm not so sure we're going to see the same Mikey Garcia anymore, ladies and gentlemen. Are we seeing the end of Mikey Garcia's career? Who knows, man. He's made a lot of money. He's good. I think he's well off. I don't think he needs to box anymore. Because his performance showed it, ladies and gentlemen. Against Sandor. We can forget him coming back to the welterweight division and making a statement. I said it. I mean, come on now. I said it in the video I just referred to a moment ago. Not the Regis Progress video, Mikey Garcia one. The one before that where I talked about where I gave my analysis on the performance of Mikey Garcia when he fought Jesse Vargas. You know what I'm saying? I said at that time, and that was a long time ago. I don't even know when the heck it was. When did Jesse Vargas fight Mike Garcia? I don't know. It was a long time ago. And at that time, I was saying I don't think Mike Garcia will make I don't think he'll be a champ at 147. I don't think he'll do much at 147. You know, and Mike Garcia comes back, fights this guy who's a 140 pounder, and he didn't perform well at all. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it is what it is. So that all these things make me question. You think Mikey Garcia is gonna? You think his career is close to over? I tend to believe it is. Imagine, ladies and gentlemen, if that were Pro Grace, because, you know, Mikey was, you know, talking Pro Grace, they were going back and forth before this whole Sandor stuff. Imagine, were that to be Pro Grace would have put that work on Mikey, man. Pro Grace is too sharp, but Pro Grace, I think, it needs to be a little bit more active too, man. Last fight was against this Red Catch guy. That was a while ago. I think Progress got to get back in that ring, man. He's calling everyone out, but yeah, I think he got to get back. He's doing a lot of Twitter stuff, man. I think Progress got to get a fight really soon, you know. But were that to be Progress, had that been Progress against Mikey, I think Progress would put a nice beating on Mikey, man. He would have, but he would, race aside. I don't do that race stuff. I just objectively look down the middle and all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Whether Mikey be Mexican, Japanese, whatever. Whether pro race be white, black, red, yellow, whatever. I look at skills and I look at, what I see. Had that been pro race in the ring, ladies and gentlemen, he would have put a beating, I think. I know styles make fights. I know pro race is a little bit more flat-footed. It would have been more of a toe-to-toe stuff. But pro race is just too sharp, man. I think he would have put a nice beating on Mikey Garcia. We can just... Now, why am I saying this? Because I think we can forget Mikey Garcia pro race now. Because, again, back to what I was saying. Everybody was expecting for Mikey to get through Sandor and go and fight pro race next, which would have been a nice fight had Mikey Garcia won. But now we see... This was a nice... I guess we can say this was a nice fight to see where the bearings are. To see where Mikey is at. And it really showed us where he's at, ladies and gentlemen. This fight against Sandor showed the world where Mikey's at. Where he's at. I don't know how old Mikey is, but it doesn't look good, ladies and gentlemen. Now, maybe I'll be wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. We've all been wrong from time to time. Maybe he'll come back and, show up and show out. Maybe Mikey Garcia, maybe this loss will ignite the passion in him again in the sport of boxing. But I don't know, man. And like I said, I pushed content some time ago. I just don't know about Mikey Garcia now, man. But hey, I can say this, though. If he retires, he did wonderful in his career. Wonderful. Amazing career. And that's awesome. You know what I'm saying? That's awesome. Salute. Hats off to Mikey Garcia. We'll see what happens next. What do you guys think, man? Do you think Mikey Garcia will come back and, show up and show out? I don't think he will much in the welterweight division anymore. 140, who knows, ladies and gentlemen? You got Taylor there. Teofimo's talking about moving up. You got Tank Davis. I mean, you got some names. You got Pro Grace. You got some tough names there, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not so sure anymore about Mikey Garcia, man. These divisions are no joke. 140, 135, 147. These divisions are no joke. I'm not so sure if Mikey can really be a champ anymore, man. But hey, who knows? Maybe he'll prove me wrong, right? But we'll see. What do you think, man? Go ahead and comment in the comment section. I appreciate each and every one of you, man. Thank you guys so much for tuning in real time in the premieres. Renee Box Young is simply a platform where we discuss, critique, analyze, simply talk about the sport of boxing, level-headed, mature, coherent fashion. Definitely, man. Hit the notification bell. If there are any new listeners, go ahead and subscribe. It costs you nothing, man. If you love the sport of boxing, this is a place for you, man. I'm talking. That's what I'm saying, man. Thank you guys so much for your support. Renee Box Young. Stay safe. Peace out.